Yo, it's Bader. Hey, let's check some progress on a 1955 top set. But before I do, let's go over the set in general. So first off, 1955, Topps is duking it out with Bowman, and in my mind, they completely outclassed them with this gem of a set over those 55 brown TVs that Bowman had. But because of Bowman, they are missing a couple cards. Some of the players that signed with contracts with Bowman do not have cards in here. So that means that there are 4 missing cards in here. So although the cards are numbered from 1 to 210, cards number 175, 186, 203, and 209 are not in here. Other things that you'd want to know about this set is it comes in 3 series. The very large 1 to 150, Series 1. Series 2, very small, 151 to 160. And then the third series, 161 to 210. And the series do get more difficult as the series numbers goes up. So, for example, a common in from the first series is worth about half that of one in series 2, which is worth about 50%, 75% of what is in series 3. Hope that makes sense and that you're following. So with that, let's go look at this set. This is one of my favorite sets. I would say it ranks about number 4 or 5 out of all the top sets ever for me. They've got beautiful colors. Key things on this is the absolutely wonderful logoing that they do on this particular set. The bright, bright colors. Fantastic. If you are thinking of building a set from the 50s, this might be the best one to go with in terms of difficulty. There are a couple key rookies, awesome rookies, that are hurdles. They're legitimate hurdles. They're difficult. The Roberto Clemente is an absolute, icon of a card. Very desirable on everybody's list. The Sandy Koufax, also a very huge card. But if you can get past those two, this is a quote unquote doable set. So I'll go over mine. So here's the first page. I've got them starting from 1 going up and across. That's how I've done it. If I could do this over again, I probably would have started with 1 going down and continued on that way. But here we have card number 1, Dusty Rhodes. A little bit of premium for card being card number 1. Number 2, I have yet to make my photocopy of my graded one. And I love Ted Williams. I tried to get cards of him that look pretty good, because if you pay more for something, it's got to be about the enjoyment. And Ted Williams cards are ones that I'm going to look at all the time, often. They're going to be in my display case. Love the Ted Williams. Just an absolute unbelievable hitter. So I got him in number 2. I got an Al Kaline that I picked up at Nationals in 2022 that I got thrown in with a bigger purchase that has a hole in it. But that one works for me. I probably will not replace that one, but I will replace this Jim Gilliam. Look at that guy. That is a that is a well-patinaed card right there. That card I will eventually replace. That's not quite the grade that I'm looking for. I don't mind 1s or 2s, but 1 grade less than that, and you won't even know it's a Jim Gilliam card. Going on to page 2. Nothing that jumps out too crazy. I think the big ones for me would be Roy Sievers in the upper right and the Ferris Fane right here. If you're a team collector too, this is a great set to work with. The Yankees is a little bit more manageable than this set than others, because you don't have to worry about the mantle. Other than a couple other key cards, you could do it actually pretty manageable in terms of pricing. We've got a Hal Newhouser, Hall of Famer, up in the upper right-hand side. But if you take a look at some of these poses, they're fabulous action shots. Great clear portraits on if you get a decent copy of cards. And again, those logos just really pop. They really jump out at you. Beautiful Warren Spahn in there. I really, really love the cards. And then the backs too. The cartoons on the backs, when you look at that, there's fun things on there. They're interesting to read. You can learn a lot playing with these cards. And here we go to another empty spot right there next to Harvey Haddix. And this would be the slot where my Hank Aaron is. And normally I make photocopies, and for whatever reason with this set, I failed to do it. I will do that in the future. But there's the Hammer and Hank. Logo looks absolutely wonderful. Beautiful card. Going on to the next, I got another empty spot. That must be a key card, and for me, it's my Jackie Robinson. And Jackie's one of those cards where I was late to the game. If I want to have a Jackie Robinson, I have to accept that it's low grade. And if it's going to be low grade, which I'm totally okay with, I still want a card that I like to look at. This is a great example. Here we have some staining right there. So we got some like oil staining on there. And to me, that's not really a big deal. But, you know, I'm probably saving 80% on that card because it has that. Because it would probably be a 3 if it wasn't for that. And that starts becoming a pretty darn expensive card. More beautiful cards. Love the Brooklyn Dodgers. Look at that. That's a bright, bright color. Beautiful set. Beautiful set. Got a Joe Collins over there. And I love it, the unibrower, Wally Moon. Look at that. Look at those eyebrows. Holy cow. You can't get away with that nowadays. You couldn't have a player with a unibrow like that. Al Rosen. Ray Boone. Got a lot of great cards in here. And I don't mind. Some of them will have like little creases and nicks and dings and things like that. I love buying lots, building them. And if I get a different lot and there's a nicer copy, go in and replace one. Personal favorite, Camilo Pascual in the upper left. It's one of my favorite cards in the entire set. Got a Don Zimmer up there in the upper hand left corner. Some of these cards will have a little bit of writing on there. I don't mind that at all. I really enjoy filling a slot where it's like, if I can close that up, even with the dog of a card, happy to do it. Monty Irvin up there in the upper left, a great player. If you have a good copy of that card, a pretty one, those are great. Frank, this card right here, that's a good looking card as well. I couldn't tell you anything about him. I don't know, other than that's a good looking card. Ed Lopat, bottom right, big fan of his. Yeah, just a Pirates logo, Dodgers logo. They're all fantastic. We'll keep going through. And here we're still in the first series, so all these cards are fairly affordable. We got a Ken Boyer rookie right here, possible Hall of Famer. I know a lot of you guys out there are, there's a lot of you that feel that he should be a Hall of Famer, especially St. Louis fans. And then we've got an empty spot here. And that's my photocopy version of my Sandy Koufax, which is, I sent this off myself. And I was happy to have it come back as a 2. That's about what I thought it would be. But it's a good-looking copy. And I think that's about the grade that I would like to have on this, honestly. You start paying a lot more and it's difficult. Now, here, you'll see me whistle a different tune. I am not always low grade. I am not. There's some cards when I love the player, and I really love Harmon Killebrew. And I feel like he's very underappreciated. I mean, he hit like almost 400 home runs in the 60s. He got walked all the time. He really was an offensive force. So absolutely fantastic, beautiful card. And I was not going to settle on a lower grade on that one because he is one of my favorite players of all times. That's a different story, though, when we get to some of these cards that are going to be a bit more expensive. Like I'll show Willie Mays later, and I'm like, boy, I can't get a high grade of one of those. Because everybody appreciates Willie Mays. Here we go. Keep looking through here. We're finishing up the first series here. We're almost done. Not a whole lot of star power on here. But if you have a favorite team and you learn a lot about the history, you'll end up having a lot of knowledge on some of these. My knowledge is a lot of it's going to be on Washington Senators and more key players. Here we have an Ed Matthews in the second series, that short series. There's only 10 cards, and that's the biggest one in there. I think he's super underappreciated. And we also see our first card that's just flat out missing, which is the Joe Black. I have failed many a times on auctions to get one of those. And then the card that's going to be not in my collection for the longest, I've got a lot of cards that I need, but that Roberto Clemente. And I am very, very sure mine is going to look like it got ran over by a truck whenever I do get one. And that's my missing spot right there. Also missing Hank Bauer. Pay a little bit of that Yankee tax on that one. And then I'm missing the Chuck Tanner. Got a little bit more writing. A little more off-grade stuff. A little bit more writing. Missing Roy McMillan and Clem Labine. And Hall of Famers Phil Rizzuto and Gil Hodges. I need those guys. Hey, if anybody has duplicates of those and you want to trade, I have an extensive amount of duplicates. Any other set builders who maybe upgrade one of those cards and wants to get rid of one, I'm willing to trade a lot of cards to get a couple of those. And then here at last spot, this is an empty one. And believe it or not, I was looking through one of these Beckett's that I picked up not too long ago. That was from 1987. And the Willie Mays back in the day in 1987, one of these was priced at the same amount as a Roberto Clemente rookie. So, man, times have changed. Those were the two biggest cards back in the day. And this even outpaced the Sandy Koufax at the time. Missing the Yogi Berra, the Sherman Lawler, and the Ed Roebuck. If I get those bad boys, I will be pretty much done. Jackie Jensen, love that card. Paid a little bit more for that one. Didn't want to have the off-grade of that one because I appreciate him more than most of the hobby. And here we finish at, and the last card I just got in yesterday was the last card of the set. That's Duke Snider, card 210. So you pay a little bit of the premium for being the last card, but it's a wonderful one, a beautiful one. All right, that is my set that I've gotten so far. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun collecting. Bader out.